YouTube is like a garden, and your channel is the soil within that garden. So let's say you want to build a garden like your favorite gardeners in the whole wide world. Well, every video starts with a single seed of an idea, and after planting that seed, you'd obviously try your best to take care of it, making sure that seed grows into a glorious plant. Days or even months go by until the fully grown plant has died. Turns out, this garden called YouTube will only sustain your crop if there are thousands of people constantly watching your plant, no matter how hard you work to keep it alive. That's not to discredit your work or anything. If you work hard, then you're bound to find at least one person who appreciates your stuff. But I'm afraid hard work alone won't be enough to keep your jalapeno plant from turning into something brown and sticky. Some people would rely on luck and trends to keep their plant alive. And while that works for a time, all trends eventually die, as will the plant. Recommended videos are also important, essentially meaning that you will be recommended a plant similar to something you've admired in the past. But for starters, it's probably best to focus on a specific type of plant. And for no particular reason, let's go with peppers. You have so much freedom and variety to make whatever pepper you want, so if someone enjoys peppers, then they will enjoy whatever plant you decide to make. On the other hand, if you decide to plant something like a watermelon one day, then people are going to get very confused. All of your pepper viewers are going to get upset because of a sudden watermelon, and the melon enjoyers will be disappointed by the lack of melons in your garden. However, there is a world where this works by the use of collabs, which are essentially two gardeners coming together by friendship or contract to create an absolute abomination. Obviously, it's not what most people would expect, but it's still interesting enough to bring two divided communities together. At least, that's what I envision it to be like. Even the simple act of referencing another gardener is considered a collab because it's one person helping out the other. Although, you shouldn't just ask a bunch of random people for a collab. At that point, you're just borrowing the communities from a bunch of different gardeners instead of actually building your own. Also, it's just really annoying. Having your own community full of people who genuinely appreciate your plants and consistently show up for them is one of the best feelings I will ever have. But with an artificially made community, people might check out your garden, but without a proper foundation, they're going to leave just as quickly as they came. If you spend your time truly caring for your plants and community, then people will eventually notice your work. And when that eventual day comes, the great gardener of YouTube will acknowledge your efforts and give you compensation in the form of weekly payments. I think. If you're watching this as a newly planted bulb, then it's important to know that I'm nowhere near eligible for monetization on YouTube. So this is unfortunately my limit of knowledge for YouTube and gardening in general. But that's okay because I mainly wanted to make this video to inspire new gardeners to plant something, while also giving some basic information on what they could expect, like how important customization could be. You could spend years of your life raising the greatest plant to have ever lived, but if the pot, or thumbnail, isn't visually appealing, then no one's going to look at it. Just browse YouTube for inspiration if you need it. When you decide to start gardening, it'll ultimately be up to you to figure out what kind of plant you want to grow. Do your research and find your own niche. Just make sure that passion and fun is at the forefront. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day.